Well, hello everyone and happy Friday. It is digital host A.J. Wuest here, welcoming you back to Before the Four, the live stream where I go through 48's top news stories and then some before our 4 p.m. newscast. Wherever you're watching right now, whether that is on Facebook, whether it's on YouTube, or the 48 Now live stream, thank you so much for spending a little of your Friday afternoon with me. And in today's Friday's shorter version of Before the Four, we'll go through a few of our top stories in case you missed them. We have a fun story we're going to end it with, and of course we got to talk about Friday night football and of course the weather with that. But with that said, I think it is about time we jump into some of today's top stories. And starting things off in Huntsville, former Gurley police officer Christopher Whalen was recently indicted for manslaughter. Now this of course stems from an incident that occurred back in 2023 when Whalen was involved in a multi-county police chase when he hit 22-year-old Matthew Norwood on Jordan Lane near I-565, killing him. We are still unsure if the suspect Whalen was chasing was ever caught. Whalen later resigned from the Gurley Police Department. He is currently out on bond and his trial is set to begin in February. And of course, staying in Huntsville, where last night City Council approved a rate increase for Huntsville utility users. 48's Nick Ballinger with the details.
Huntsville Utilities customers should take a look at their bill now because come January, it's going to be higher.
There is no joy in making this request. We take no pleasure in having to dig deeper into the pocketbooks of our friends and neighbors. In order to run this system, we need the right resources and we need to keep up with inflation so that we can keep Huntsville moving.
Huntsville Utilities CEO Wes Kelly making the case before Huntsville City Council to approve the 5.1% increase to citizens' electric bill. Kelly says the reason behind the increase is simple. The city is growing and they are trying to keep up.
That means that we have to hire great quality people. It means we have to have trucks to move them around in, but most importantly, we have to buy the material necessary to construct these assets.
No residents came to speak against this rate tonight in front of the council, but even City Council-elect Michelle Watkins asked Councilman John Meredith to ask questions on her behalf.
With the Councilwoman-elect from District 1, and she had a couple of things she wanted me to ask of you.
That explains in your words and in layman's terms what is happening to their bill.
In layman's terms, the rate hike will come in increments. In January, there will be a 3.9% increase, followed by a 1.2% increase in October 2025. For example, the average bill is $126.17. This increase would add an extra $5.50 to that.
Because this only impacts the electric portion of the bill, but a lot of our customers have water, sewer, irrigation, gas, trash.
Speaking of trash, the council later decided to approve an increase to your trash bill as well. This will cause your trash bill to go up by $5 a month starting in January.
Well, thank you, Nick. And now in Morgan County, where a jury recently acquitted a man yesterday afternoon who was charged with murder. Jamari Jones was found not guilty yesterday afternoon. He had been accused of shooting and killing a man named Jamal Jackson with an AK-47 nearly 3 years ago. Jones's defense argued that Jackson was barging on his home and that Jones believed he was armed. Attorneys argued that since Jones was on his own property, cooperated with police after the shooting, and owned the weapons legally, he was within his rights. Ultimately, the jury agreed. Now in Jackson County, this is the Tri-Community Fire Department. They are asking for donations after one of their own lost his home to a fire Wednesday morning. Firefighter Gary Blevins was returning to his home around 11:30 in the morning Wednesday when he saw his house engulfed with flames. Firefighters arrived on scene minutes later, but it was already too late. Not a single possession of the Blevins family survived the fire. Gary and his wife Amy had lived in the house for 7 years. Yesterday, 48's Noah Cowell spoke with Gary and Amy Blevins, and take a listen to what they had to say.
You don't really ever expect to lose what you've got. You think, like me, it's never going to happen. But every once in a while, at a blue moon, it does happen.
Cherish the things that you have and take heed in what you have, take stock in it, and hug your family and tell them you love them, because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring.
You can find the GoFundMe page set up to support the Blevins family on the Tri-Community Fire Department's Facebook page. And now in Decatur, let me pull it up for you all. This is where city leaders are hoping to take ownership of 2 historic cemeteries. Due to their historical significance, the city of Decatur wants to take over Magnolia Skies and Dancy Garth cemeteries in order to properly maintain them. 48 Sarah Grace Kennedy recently spoke with local historian Phil Wiry, and take a listen to what he had to say about the historic significance of the people buried there.
And these people successfully overcame so many obstacles. So it's that history that's there. It's people who have fought for our country. People from every single war are buried there.
You can read more about both cemeteries' significance on our website right now. Just go to WAFF.com. A lot of really great history with those 2 cemeteries, that is for sure. But now it is time for the latest forecast. Let's head over to 48 First Alert meteorologist Chelsea Aaron for how the weather might pan out moving into the weekend. Chelsea?
Well, AJ, happy Friday, everyone. Today, we're going to be dealing with near record or potentially even record-breaking warmth across the Tennessee Valley. Here in Huntsville, sitting at 85 degrees. But if we warm 2 more degrees, that's going to break a record set back all the way in 1927. Live look at Madison and I-565, where we do have a light southeasterly breeze. Nothing to worry about for your evening commute, and we are tracking a weak cold front just to our north and west. Unfortunately, no significant rainfall chances with this frontal boundary as we head overnight and into your upcoming weekend. However, it is going to be bringing a slight cool down in the days ahead. Current temperatures, like I mentioned, well above average in the middle and upper 80s. Here in Huntsville, right at 85 degrees. And check out Muscle Shoals. They're just 3 degrees from being in the 90s. Again, winds are a bit breezy, but they will settle down after sunset. Expect clear skies and temperatures will cool off quite quickly, with morning lows on Saturday falling likely into the middle and upper 50s. Nice night for any high school football. You won't need a jacket. Warm start with temperatures by kickoff in the lower and middle 70s, and toward the end of the game, a temperature still going to be ranging in the upper 60s. Now, a few isolated showers. Emphasis on mainly sprinkles will be possible early in the day on Saturday, but model guidance has any rain that comes into our area likely falling apart before it even reaches us. High temperatures Saturday, slightly cooler, upper 70s, lower 80s, but we will start to feel the real effects of that cold front by the time we head into Sunday, as high temperatures likely drop back into the middle and upper 70s. Overall, great weekend in store, just a bit warm. If you're wanting sweater weather, you are going to have to wait quite a while, with temperatures quickly rising back into the 80s for the following week and into your Halloween holiday.
Staying warm, that is for sure. Thank you so much, Chelsea. And you heard her say it, tonight will be a great night for some high school football. So, of course, we got to talk about those Friday night lights. The 48 game of the week, now in week 9, the Randolph Raiders taking on the North Jackson Chiefs. A 4A Region 8 showdown for the books. Both squads still trying to pull off those region bragging rights, and what better way to make a statement than in this game tonight, of course. Should certainly be an excellent game, and I'd imagine it's going to be quite electric out there tonight at North Jackson. But of course, that is not the only game going on here in the Valley tonight, no. A whole bunch of great football tonight, again here in week 9, but make sure to check out our website tonight for all the scores of your favorite team's games tonight. All you got to do is head over to our sports section and then sports scores, and we will update them all as they come in real time. Also, don't forget about 48 Blitz tonight in our 10 o'clock newscast for those awesome highlights from the big games here in North Alabama. And then, of course, at 10:30, 48 Blitz OT right here, wherever you're watching Before the Four right now. You're just not going to want to miss it. And now, I say let's end this week off right with an incredible story out of Hawaii. A former addict who spent time behind bars is now an addiction counselor, helping others struggling to get sober. Local News Live correspondent Lynn Kawanu has the Honolulu man's incredible comeback story. Take a look.
Deep breath. Okay, how has that helped you?
Edmund Pulu Jr. facilitates sobriety and anger management classes for Kokua Support Services.
Carl, why don't you lead us off? How was your anger over the week?
Participants are court-ordered to be here, but Pulu keeps them engaged.
How does exercising or how does that help you?
Pulu's own experiences give him credibility, empathy, and makes him relatable. Pulu lived in Chinatown, addicted to alcohol and meth. He got sober after an arrest in 2018 for drug crimes that landed him at the Federal Detention Center.
Looking back at it right now, it literally saved my life.
While locked up, he was offered a spot at Sand Island Treatment Center.
That's it. Out of this place? Yes. Sign me up.
You just wanted to get out of the jail?
I just wanted to get out of jail. It was a get out of jail card. The plan was just to go to Sand Island for 2 weeks, hop the fence, and go up my last ride, go do my time, and go back on the block.
Go back to Chinatown?
Yes.
He actually stayed for 2 years and has been sober since. Grants and apprenticeships helped Pulu earn a bachelor's degree in psychology from Wuest Oahu. Through Leeward Community College, he landed at Kokua Support Services.
He stayed on and did some volunteer work, and then when a position was open, we were able to hire him, and he's been with us ever since. Edmund has been able to jump over obstacles, and come out on top each and every time. He works here full time and he goes to school full time. It's definitely a balance.
Recovery is not easy. Change is not easy. It's hard work. And I really have to discipline myself. Meaning I have to be committed and I have to be consistent with it.
Pulu says the most rewarding part of getting sober, reuniting with family after decades without communication. He now has a relationship with his daughter and her family.
Incredible story there. That is so great to hear. Just absolutely awesome. I figured that would be just the best way to cap off this work week for you all here Friday afternoon. But that is just about it for today's Before the Four. I want to thank you all for sticking around with me and spending a bit of your Friday afternoon here on Before the Four. I hope you all have a great weekend. Maybe you're going to some high school football games tonight. You guys stay safe doing it, but have an awesome weekend. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you download the 48 digital app, the 48 First Alert Weather app, and of course the 48 Sport Zone app. You're going to want that thing tonight. That is for sure. Turn on those push notifications and you will never miss a breaking story. But with that said, that is just about all the time I have. But of course, I want to thank you for watching. You all have a great night.